Backlog.
Yo, what's up, guys? So you know what's funny is I made this video. It was a TikTok video here, about, well, it was a short form video, I should say, about like the facts about Goku versus Frieza. And I don't know if you know this, but it was at one point the longest fight in anime history. Yep. Like,
I could see that.
yep. So
considering how many episodes it took for, the 5-minute explosion to happen or whatever.
look at this guy.
Oh, it's adorable. It's adorable.
I love him. So the fact of the matter is, it took around 22 episodes for the fight to finish. And in total screen time, the fight was 3.5 hours.
That's
When-
that's a long time.
When Frieza says he's going to blow up the planet in 5 minutes, it's literally another 9 episodes after that happened. After he says that,
I remember that. That was wild, honestly.
so. And the reason being that at that time the manga hadn't caught up to the TV show, so they had to stall, which is why a lot of times in the original Dragon Ball Z they had so many like filler episodes. I'm assuming that's why like the original Dragon Ball Z is like 300 episodes and like what is it, Kai's like 70 or something like that, just because of how much filler there is. Yeah. But anyway, one thing that I've noticed about the video is how many people comment on it saying that like Naruto has longer battles, but they say things like a ninja war. And so the thing is that they're actually not paying attention to the fact that it's about 1v1 battles. It's not about like group wars. It's not about wars. It's about like fights.
Yeah. I mean, like, because the Ninja War is like an entire arc of literally just fighting. So
yeah.
hard to beat that for actual like, longevity, but it is just a bunch of fights.
Yeah.
Not one singular just brawl.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but the amount of people that I've like slowly learned this that do not actually finish a video before they start commenting is unreal.
All of them.
So the amount of comments I've got,
I can just watch the title.
Well, not only that, but like, what is it? I posted the video, and at the end I say, "Oh, this title for the longest anime battle was taken by One Piece. It was like Luffy versus Katakuri or something like that in 2018. Like that beat out the longest battle."
Oh, okay.
And I guess like the current person he's fighting is going to actually beat that. So now Frieza versus Goku is going to be third place, is what I hear. The amount of people that have commented that like, oh, the Luffy versus Katakuri fight is longer. That just didn't finish like a 30-second video is unreal.
It's a long time though. That's a big investment. 30 seconds?
Yeah, man, it really is.
I could watch like a couple vines.
But the problem is that like within that 30 seconds, the first line is, "Did you know that Goku versus Vegeta was the longest fight in anime history?" Was exactly. And then it's like
past tense.
Stop video, go down to comments, type, "This guy's wrong."
He is wrong.
Yes, yep. But yeah, man.
Katakuri versus Luffy.
Yeah. Duh. You fool.
You idiot.
Anyway, man. Guys, welcome to the Backlog Podcast number 29. I am Matt.
Quintessence.
Yo, what's up, Anjin Plays? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good Sunday.
Scried, Ozma versus Ryuho.
Was the longest fight?
Azuma! Ryuho!
Anyway, man, how was your week there, Quintessence?
Oh, well, we had the big Tekken patch, and that was not amazing, but
no.
Some characters were big winners, some characters are big losers, and other characters are left to rot. You know, that's just kind of how Tekken works now these days. And one of my characters was a big winner. Woo!
Oh man.
So
it seemed like both your characters were.
Suck it, Lydia. Suck it, Geese.
Both characters I start playing get nerfed.
But other than practicing Tekken stuff, it was Path of Exile because Lake of Kalandra started, and I kind of hate it. But you know, that's a long topic that I could spend probably an entire podcast talking about.
Hey man, we have an entire podcast, so we got a lot of time to fill today. So feel free
to fall asleep.
I won't. I'll just have to ask a lot of questions. That's all.
No, seriously, I got a lot to say.
Really? Like what?
Not even joking.
All right. Well,
okay, so it seems like behind the scenes they ended up shifting a lot of like drop rate things. Because I'll kill a rare monster before and I would get multiple loot drops. Now I kill a rare monster and I get nothing. And the monster's harder. So basically we just keep getting nerfed and the monsters keep getting buffed and the item drops keep getting nerfed and it just keeps getting more grindy and more grindy and more grindy.
You know, that sounds like you ever heard of the Predator, what's that the name of that game? The Predator Hunting Grounds or something? I think it might be like
I've heard of it, I've never played it though.
It's like the 5-player game where one person plays as the Predator and like 4 people play as so in that game there's a lot of glitches and basically they kept buffing the Predator. So eventually you just like he would just like jump down and maul your team. And there really wasn't much you could do about it. So it like at one point there was so many bugs and the Predator was so strong that it was like there was no point in playing it. You just might as well just wait till the next patch. And Jim, there was like a lot of people nerfed. Your best bet is to look up some patch notes here and try to figure out you know, there's
so true.
Very, very like very comprehensive. Yeah, a lot of people say that Predator Hunting Grounds. It's actually very fun. I like Predator Hunting Grounds. It was good at first, and but the balancing at first was very wild because you know the people hunting the Predator were very strong, and then the Predator was very strong. And
here's a good example of the shit I'm talking about with Path of Exile.
Okay.
That video right there I just sent you. It's just a little teeny clip. It's like 3 seconds long.
Here, I hope this is
it's
muted.
some of the stuff that can happen to you in Path of Exile.
Here, let me pull up a screen here, and we can show everybody what's going on.
I have heard the general consensus is that Predator Hunting Grounds was not good. I saw a little bit of gameplay of it. I'm like, wow, this looks super jank and really not fun.
I personally really enjoyed it. At first, that being the key word, at first. See if I can center this to. There we go.
Blink and you'll miss it though.
Yeah, here we go. Anjin, we actually have that on the docket today. Anyway, yeah, here, we'll...
Run it.
I'm running it.
Running it.
Dude, bro, what was that? What is happening here? Did somebody just die instantly?
Yeah, basically. So that's an example of a rare mob that has multiple slightly dangerous abilities and stat bonuses.
Really? Well,
yeah.
It looks like he just like got death touched. Yeah, it's very fast.
Yeah, you just gets run over. Like just
basically
it's like a 3-second clip. And 2 seconds of it are them throwing an ability because they know the enemy's coming, and then the enemy's just runs them right over.
Yeah. So were they throwing everything they had at him, or they were just trying to get rid of weapons so they didn't lose them or items?
Well, what their build was is a trapper. So they throw out those little traps that you saw, those little objects, and then those explode when enemies run over them. But in this case, the monster charged so fast that the traps didn't have time to arm after being placed down, and it just killed him and didn't even touch the traps.
Play that again really quick. Here, I'm gonna full screen this guy.
It's rough, but you know, that's just kind of what happens sometimes.
It's just how it be.
See, like he's throwing down the little triangles, and
yeah. Here,
the enemy moves past it so fast that the triangles didn't have time to arm to deal damage.
Oh, okay. Wow, it looked like it looked like something happened out of an anime. And
then boom.
Yeah. All right, let me point this at the article really quick so we know where.
It's funny. But that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my week's just been Tekken and Path of Exile. That's it.
Yeah, man. I you know what? That the patch has been really weird.
Yeah, it has.
Patch.
Like.
Sorry about that.
Some of the changes are just wacky. Akuma got literally no nerfs.
Akuma has been great in every single game he's ever been in.
Not no nerfs, right? But like Demon Flip 3 or whatever doesn't counter hit launch anymore. Oh no. But you're left at like plus 20, so who cares?
Right.
I don't know. Dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I don't really prefer the wall bounce. I don't think it has a whole lot of points to it.
The wall crush, like they bump up against it and like kneel, kind of that one.
Yeah, because some characters can't even combo off of that. I don't know if anyone can.
It's not meant to be a combo tool. The wall crush, it's plus guard, so your massive plus frames, and basically you just get like a free mix up usually instead of an actual like combo. Yeah.
So the wall is even scarier now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
some characters can just do some unethical shit at the wall now.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of mid on it. I don't know. I think we need to play it a bit more. But my biggest issue is some characters got like unusable wall crush moves, and other characters just like won the jackpot.
Yeah. Well,
like Fangs is really good, for example.
If I had the choice, they replaced Geese's like counter hit down forward 2. I would rather keep the counter hit, down forward 2 over like changing it to like a wall bounce property.
Of course you would.
Yeah, because it's like more usable, and I mean also they got rid of his like sidestep 3, which is great because like if you're mashing, then I get a free combo off of that. But that is pretty. It's also
they
very
trimmed
cheap.
Some power from them.
Yeah,
they trimmed some of the more egregious things, like the down forward 2 and the sidestep.
Yeah, I mean, I think the choice to it was definitely interesting, but I think I would have been perfectly happy if they didn't patch it altogether. I think I would have been happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like that Leo finally got buffs.
Oh yeah.
So I'm probably biased on that one.
I do think some characters needed some buffs for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
But I just don't know why in the very last patch of a game you'd be like, you know what, this needs wall bounce.
I don't think it's the last patch. Because it's weird that they went from 4 point whatever to 5 point whatever.
Yeah.
Because usually they only move the numbers when it symbolizes a new season.
Right. Do you also happen to have the Discord on by chance?
What do you mean? I have your Discord up.
Do you have it muted? No, I'm sorry. Do you have the stream on in the background?
Yeah.
Is it muted?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say that for some reason I'm hearing like a little bit of feedback here. Anyway, man. So.
Oh, they're definitely working on Tekken 8.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Jim, I think that's the whole point is they're like, yo, here's a little distraction. Go play some Tekken 8. Don't worry about it. We're working on it.
Ignore those Street Fighter 6 trailers.
Yeah, don't worry about
I know they're
Street
really
Fighter
fucking
6.
amazing, but ignore those.
Don't
be loyal to Tekken.
Don't worry about that Street Fighter 6.
Here's Kazuya's face. Tekken 8.
Here's Kazuya's face. Don't play Tekken or don't play Street Fighter. We like it. This is a good game. We promise. Anyway, man, my week was pretty all right. I think most of it was playing Tekken also. Damn, there was like some other stuff, dude. I saw Dragon Ball Superhero. Oh, I gotta close the door real quick.
Dragon Ball Superhero. Gohan the movie with Piccolo.
Which is great because it's actually they somehow accomplished the ability to have a Dragon Ball movie where you don't necessarily need to see the other stuff to watch it. So you can I can kind of recommend it to anybody, and they do a decent job at bringing people up to speed on what's going on.
Oh, well, that's interesting at least.
Yeah, man.
So it takes place after Tournament of Power?
Yes, it takes place after the Broly movie. Yeah, it takes place after Broly. Okay. So that's the weird part about Dragon Ball right now. Is that right now there are 3 canons. There are three storylines in Dragon Ball.
What?
I don't know if you know this.
Where are we getting a third?
So there's the movie canon. There's the movie storyline. There's the Dragon Ball Super TV show, and then there's the manga. All of them are different different storylines.
Yeah, but aren't the movies literally just canon?
No.
This time around? I thought they were.
No, because Broly hasn't been... Okay, so, damn, why is it... This is so annoying. Why am I getting the feedback? So, no, it's not. Because the TV show hasn't caught up to the manga or the movies. So, the Broly movie isn't in the TV show, nor is it in the manga. The manga hasn't been made a movie or a TV show. So it's like both the movie and the manga are ahead of the TV show, but have focused on different things each. So nobody knows what the actual TV show is going to bring into... the manga doesn't have anything from the past 2 movies. So it's kind of confusing. Am I...
No, it's...
Am I making sense? What's up, Tommy?
Usually, Dragon Ball movies are just non-canon. That's just how it works. So I guess they just continued that trend.
So what I can say though is with the TV show, the TV show makes it so. I mean, it depends on what you consider canon, really. Are you going to be old school and say the manga's canon? Because the manga does everything in Super a little bit differently, but it does that the Super manga does everything differently from the TV show, but it does it intentionally so that you have a reason to read the manga. Like
well, in this
has
case,
like a little differently.
The anime came before the manga,
Yeah.
so I would say that the anime would be the canon, technically.
Yeah.
Over the manga.
The Battle of Gods movie is different though than what they did in the TV show.
Yeah, so, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F were different oddities in the Dragon Ball like normal movie thing, where they were actually canon like startups kind of to test the waters for, hey, do people still like Dragon Ball Z?
Well,
Turns out they do.
Well, I mean, I think Battle of Gods is actually considered a Dragon Ball Z movie. It's not a Super movie because because you know what is it? Battle of Gods is the start of Super, where it because it's like and from what I know is that Akira Toriyama is like, I can't let the last piece of media out be Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm not shitting. This is literally the reason why Super exists. He's like, I can't let the last piece of media about Dragon Ball be Dragon Ball Evolution, so I'm gonna make Dragon Ball Super. I'm gonna make the Battle of Gods. So he basically
more power to him.
He made Dragon Ball Battle of Gods to wipe the taste of Dragon Ball Evolution out your mouth. Like,
that's good. Thank you. I
watched it, dude. I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my god, they made a new Dragon Ball movie. And I was like, I remember I sat down and I watched it and I got really excited because they were making new stuff. But yeah.
Whoa, does Super Saiyan God actually exist? Oh my god.
Whoa. It's a little more, but again, of course, like in all Dragon Ball things, it's always like, well, that's really convenient, you know?
Yeah.
You need 6 Saiyans, but we don't have a 6 Saiyan.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, so I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do with all these like new arcs and movies. How are they gonna put it all together? Because the rumor is Dragon Ball right now, Dragon Ball Super is they're gonna continue it. They're gonna have like Super 2 or whatever. Because
sure, why not?
Because the Tournament of Power was like supposedly the last arc of the anime.
Man, what if they do Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F again, and they just like, oh, here's Super 2, but the first 2 parts of it are just going to be rehashes of movies you've already seen.
See, that's what people are wondering. Well, okay, so one thing I can say is Superhero looks like it takes place after where the manga is. So they do this intentionally.
So does Vegeta have his new form?
No. And they do it very they do this very smart, okay? Because if anybody
write 'em out.
really real quick, guys, if anybody cares, this is like a minor spoiler to the movie, okay?
Close your ears.
So
say yourselves.
In the movie, they intentionally have Goku and Vegeta face each other, but Whis says, hey, you guys can face each other, but no forms. You just have to fight base form. So you see how they like skip over that, like
kind of pranked. All right, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, though it does.
Oh, does Goku actually have mastered Ultra Instinct?
Who knows? And well, I mean that's the thing. It's like Vegeta doesn't. It doesn't fight. Like Broly's there. He doesn't fight either.
Does Vegeta have the biggest ego? Who knows?
Yeah, right. Also, the other thing too is I don't know if you saw this, but they just recently released the last manga chapter where they had Frieza Black, where Frieza essentially got a new form, which is pretty cool.
Did he have to pick black?
The amount of memes that are going on about this one thing about like it is all over Twitter right now.
I still haven't seen anything about it. I decided I'm like, whatever. If it comes, it comes. I don't know.
at this point, I'm so curious to see what's happening that it's made me want to go. I have yet to read the manga.
Go read the manga.
I want to go read the manga now.
I've considered it.
Yeah, I mean,
considered it, but
from what I hear, it's quite good. It's actually really good because, you know, you got to think it takes everything that the show did and it's like, yo, that's a mistake. Tweak that. Yo, yeah, you know what I mean?
And then continues past.
Yeah, and then yeah, it continues past it. And there's like I think there are about 2 arcs ahead of the TV show. Because they had like the Morio, I think it's like Morio arc, and then they had like the sort of
Moro,
and then they're like granola right now. It's like granola arc. They just finished the granola arc, and so this is where
I think there's 3. What about the galactic space peoples?
What do you mean?
Didn't they have an arc about the galactic police or whatever?
I know that guy has his own manga, but I don't know if there was.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like maybe like a downtime.
He was something that Toriyama's been trying to get off the ground for a while. So.
Yeah, it's like how they had like Arale in Super for an episode. I don't know. I think the thing I like about Toriyama is he's like, no, all of everything I've created is in the same universe. I think that's kind of funny. And I don't know if you remember the Super episode where like Arale shows up and she fights Vegeta, and Vegeta's like, I can't fight her. She's a joke character. I'm never gonna be able to beat her. And just sort of like meta like commentary on it.
She is a joke character. She's literally invincible.
Yeah, she's
just an invincible little robot girl.
Totally.
Dr. Slump.
Dr. Slump. I have no idea what that's about.
My head. It's just a joke. Just a joke manga.
I might check it out. But yeah, man. So my week consisted of that. I feel like I had like something else that had happened. Oh yeah, have you ever had a coworker that was just like very much like acts like a manager, but he's not a manager?
Oh, yeah, of course. The little mini managers, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like this person came into work and was essentially like, "Hey, where have you been?" Because for whatever reason, I didn't see them for most of my shift. Like they were in a different. They were always in a different place. Like it's like, oh, so have you been doing this the whole time? And it's like at that. I mean, when people ask me those things, I tend to not try to pay attention to them, or I try to not give them the answer that they want because I shouldn't have to answer to a coworker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course not.
Maybe that's...
I'd be like, I don't know, ask my manager. Anyway.
Right, yeah. Well, that's the thing, is there's no manager on at that time.
Oh, sucks for them, I guess.
Yeah. And
they were the kind of kids that were like hall monitors in school.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
There's like this air of like superiority to them where it's like essentially they get to work. When they get to work, at like, you know, a couple hours before my shift ends, and they wind up doing more than their job title is. So so they go over other people's work as they're going through.
Yeah. They're just trying to move up in the world, you know? I guess.
Sure. And you know, I just hate the fact that, like, you know, like how some people don't have yet to realize that there is no reward for hard work inside of a corporate or, you know, inside of a workplace. Yep. Like it's either you're going to be given something or they're not going to give it to you at all.
Yep. It's life.
Yeah, like hard work does not pay off unless you're, you know, you're working for yourself. I gotta specify
statement, right?
Yes,
even if you're working for someone else, they can acknowledge you. It's just extremely rare.
Yeah. Really what it comes down to is people who get promotions or raises are only given usually, I'll say this, are usually only given to for like if management likes you.
Yeah.
And they want you to be in a certain position if you think like them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I tend to not, like, I used to do that too, where I was like, I'd go to work and I'm going to work hard and move up in this, and then that never happened. You know, I would bust my ass. And then what wound up happening...
What?
No, what wound up happening was I just wound up doing more work than everybody. And exactly. And I wound up, like, resenting them.
Yeah.
So...
It's just not worth it.
It's really not worth it.
It sounds like jaded and doom and gloom, but it's just not.
Yeah. And so like I tend to get frustrated at them because it's like, again, it's like, oh, where you been? I've been here since this time. Why haven't I seen you? You know, it's just like, could you just leave me alone, please? Like, you know, stop worrying about what I'm doing. And you know, you do a lot here, and you probably do more if, you know, you just thought about yourself and only yourself. But anyway.
Damn.
Yeah, so
deep cuts.
That was pretty much my week, man.
Nice.
Yo, so I guess we can delve into the first question.
Just mosey on in.
Yo, man. What was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon? What? It says here in a continuation, August wrote this, by the way, guys. So I don't have like quite the full context. It says favorite Saturday morning cartoon and why that era ended. And so that's kind of a
that era ended. I've never outgrown cartoons.
So I don't know if it means why the see, for me, I read that and I said, why did the cartoon era end of, you know, that favorite Saturday morning cartoon? Okay, cat. Okay, you can't touch this keyboard. Okay, all right. Here we go. I'll let you lay up there. I don't know if there was an article about it. Okay, come on.
Man, favorite Saturday morning
let's just, how about this? Why don't we just talk about our favorite Saturday morning cartoons and only that? Do you
favorites, huh? Well, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of them, right? Like, I really enjoyed Batman the Animated Series.
Was that would you consider that Saturday morning though?
It was on Saturday morning on Cartoon Network.
Well, I mean, by then it was in syndication though. It must have been.
That's fair. I don't know what really like counts as Saturday morning cartoon.
All right, how about this? Huh? I remember, for me, my favorite era was, I used to watch...
Your mic cut out. His mouth, motherfucker. Not working. Oh, hey, it's back. Is it the cat? The cat controls the mic.
Test. Aww. All right, cool. Here you go, buddy. You gotta go. This is why I didn't want him on the
there,
the table with me, because he's just
so like what constitutes a Saturday morning cartoon?
Sorry. So every Saturday, I used to watch Digimon. It was a new episode every week, and I remember being extremely excited every week to see the continuation of that show. So usually I consider the Saturday morning, like, yeah, you could say Batman, but like, well, let's say that new, like that new episode that was coming out. Like for me, I could say definitely Digimon, or Like I knew that like well that was more like a deep during the week, but what is it like that the Time Detective? Something the Time Detective. Can't remember the name of it.
Saturday morning cartoon.
You don't remember watching, like, specifically waking up on Saturday to watch one cartoon show?
I mean...
Flint the Time Detective. Yes, that is it. Flint the Time Detective.
Oh, Flint the Time Detective. Wow.
That show is great. From top to bottom, like, they showed every episode on Fox Kids, and it was really good.
See, most of my favorite ones were already in syndication.
It's okay. Just tell me what your syndicated ones.
That's the problem. It hit like a weird time because like I would always really enjoy like getting up and seeing like Thundercats. I would always really enjoy seeing X-Men.
Why does
like,
it
DuckTales?
Why does it seem like when you say that makes you sound so much older than me? Because, well, okay, so I'll rephrase that. I grew up, and when I grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons, right? I didn't have cable. I only and this isn't a like a parameter for what you should do, but I only had rabbit ears. Like I put the rabbit ears on top of my TV. Right, I like moved them. I would have the perfect picture for watching like Fox Kids on like every day, and and so I would turn on the TV and that was what I watched. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely Digimon. I was a huge Digimon head.
Yeah, I mean Digimon was great. I preferred Digimon over Pokemon. So
free.
Like I don't know. It was odd, right? Like I loved how more interesting I guess Digimon was.
Mm-hmm. Well, it like had character development, unlike Ash who just never aged.
Yeah.
I remember I enjoyed like the first season of Pokemon. Where like he was just like discovering the Pokemon as he would just walk around. It's like, oh, this is really cool. And I didn't have like Kids WB, so I couldn't watch that, but I had Fox Kids where I was. Which is weird because depending on where you were, you might have both. I don't know.
True.
Some like I know like my aunt's house, she would have Kids WB. But where I lived, it just never happened. Where my dad lived, he had Kids WB, so I'd get to see like Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it was. So you don't have a memory of like a favorite like waking up excited for a TV show?
Well,
what were the TV shows in syndication?
TV shows I woke up excited for were like Power Rangers and stuff like that.
That is another one.
Right? I would wake up and be like, oh my god, it's Power Rangers Day. It's freaking Power Rangers Day.
And that was back when like I would intentionally watch reruns, just waiting for
exactly
the Saturday to come. I'd be like,
just like a little taste.
Yeah.
It's like I've already seen this, but it's good. Or Beetleborgs. I used to watch the crap out of Beetleborgs. But for like cartoons, it was like Gargoyles, DuckTales, Digimon, like you said, Yu-Gi-Oh. What else?
I remember watching Animaniacs.
Yeah, Animaniacs. I love Animaniacs. I still love Animaniacs.
Dude, I like Cat Dog. I like Cat
Dog.
I haven't seen
Dog.
I don't know if it holds up. I don't know if
I don't know either. I've never seen it. I know Cow and Chicken holds up.
That show has a lot of adult humor in it.
It does.
Like more than I realized. But yeah, man, like for me I was a big Fox Kids kid, I guess. Anyway, man. Did you have
Anyway,
any other animes you wanted to delve into, or shows you wanted to delve into before we move on?
SWAT Cats. I used to love waking up to
Ooh,
watch SWAT
SWAT
Cats.
Cats is so good, dude.
SWAT
Callie
Cats.
Briggs, my guy.
So, it was
Callie
also
Briggs.
just a great show, though. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, get me those SWAT Cats. You know, that kind of shit.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? You just remembered
Yeah.
Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah, that was another one.
You know, honestly, I watched the first season.
Oh, Superman the animated series.
Batman, yeah.
Yep.
I remember like
There's just so many good cartoons.
There's a lot of good cartoons, man. And
Johnny Quest Adventures. I used to watch Johnny Quest Adventures.
I was always kind of like I don't know if that was for me. I don't know if I ever got into that show. Justice League, I guess you could count that, but I always felt like that was a late night.
A midday late night thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was still great though. Justice League is honestly still one of my favorite cartoon shows of all time.
I rewatched Justice League and Justice League Unlimited recently. I was like, man, this show's just
it's
fucking
still
fantastic.
Fucking
I don't know what to
right?
say.
It's still good. It's so good, man, and I love how like they had the DC animated universe, where they would like connect all their TV shows. Like you had like one episode of Justice League where Static Shock came in, and like they had like older Static Shock, and then
that was part of the Batman Beyond finale.
That
was inside of Justice League Unlimited for some reason.
Yeah, where they had like the multiversal type couple of episodes, 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah.
Batman Beyond's my favorite Batman, by the way.
So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna agree with you. Batman Beyond is fucking Diesel.
Fire.
It's so good.
It's fire.
Let me. So
it's really close though. Like I preferred like the stories from like Batman the Animated, right?
Yeah.
But I preferred the characters from Batman Beyond. Yeah, Terry was just such a good character.
Yep.
Like legitimately just an amazing character. And older Bruce was just
he was great. Fun. He was Bruce, but older and a grumpy old man.
He was just a crotchety, angry old man with a really dark story.
Yeah, and it was cool how like they would tie things back into a lot of times like things that he experienced, or when Bruce like remember when he he met the new Joker gang. He's like, oh, you're a bunch of fucking, like, wankers, dude. And then he just continued to beat them up with his cane. And, yeah, like, I remember when Injustice 1 came out, and you could get the Batman Beyond skin.
That's sick.
But you had to have, like, a specific WB account to get the thing.
Of course.
And I remember Max was playing with the Batman Beyond skin, and he told us how to get it. And I was like right on it, man. I was like, and then I never not played with the Batman Beyond skin.
You know the problem with that though is Batman and Batman Beyond fight so completely differently that it's kind of jarring. Because like Terry McGinnis is like a gymnast, like he does like acrobatic stuff, and then he has all the extra technology. And Batman at his core, he's just a brawler. He's just gonna like swing in and beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't, man. I just love Batman Beyond. There was like so many good episodes.
Really good.
I love.
And then the movie was so good. Oh, so good.
What was the movie again? I don't remember it.
The Joker.
Oh, like the Joker comes back.
Yeah.
Man, they can't. Oh, that's right. That was the original ending of the series.
Yeah. Well, sort of, but yeah.
That was like the unofficial ending, and then they went back to it with Justice League, and they're like,
Well, the show got canceled.
Yeah.
Like mid-season 3, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. And they had like a weird ending where like Terry McGinnis is just like by like a waterfall, and he's like, You know, he had like the almost like the I don't know
Well,
if
it wasn't supposed to be the ending, right? It was
right.
just like the middle of the series.
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember Gantz, where he just like points his fingers at a train like this, and then does the finger bang thing.
Yeah.
And it was literally the worst. Yeah, the Zeta Project was okay.
Oh,
It was like kind of mid compared to, like it was just on for me.
Zeta Project was interesting. That had a crossover with Batman Beyond, didn't it?
Yeah, he was an extra character they introduced before the spinoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, no, he was a part of Static Shock first, right?
No. No.
No?
No, because Batman Beyond takes place in the future and Static Shock, well, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to do. But Project Zeta or Zeta Project, I don't remember which it is.
I didn't watch that many
one
episodes.
of those two. But that's in the future. That's like the fairly far future. They have like hoverboards and shit. So it's like more on point kind of with the Batman Beyond technology.
Like that's like the universe where, you know, we were promised, like people were promised in the 60s, where it's like, yo, in the 2000s we're gonna have flying cars, right. And then that all came into fruition.
Well, we did get hoverboards. They're just not fantastic.
Yeah. Oh damn. But yeah, man, I really dug that. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to throw in there, but it's not coming to me at the moment.
One as an adult that I was super hyped for every week was Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That cartoon is fantastic.
I've yet
a 10 out of 10.
I've yet to see that.
It's so good. They basically just like took a bunch of like the best like comic storylines for like the Avengers, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna put it in animated form and not fuck with it. People like it. And it's just chef's kiss. It's amazing.
Have you ever seen Batman Brave and the Bold?
Yes, I actually enjoyed Batman Brave and the Bold.
It's super good.
It's fun.
It's
funny.
It's honestly one of my favorite Batman shows. I didn't really care for the Batman, because it really couldn't. It was kind of boring.
They kind of stupefied him on that.
But yeah,
that's because Avengers Assemble was trash. That's why you didn't like Avengers Assemble. What a horrible, horrible replacement for a fantastic show. Yeah, we have to like jump on the popularity of the cinematic universe. Fuck off.
Oh, you know what's actually really good is Spectacular Spider-Man.
I've actually never seen that.
It's really good. That show got canceled way too early. It got canceled by
a lot of my favorite shows.
It got canceled by season 3, where like you know how like a show figures
not another season 3 cancel.
Here's the thing is it actually figured out its peak. It hit its peak. It was like it hit its peak and it set everything up for the next season, and it's like, oh, it's canceled. It was like Young Justice.
No. But Young Justice continued. I still have to watch the new Young Justice stuff.
Yeah, but like the from what I hear is Young Justice got canceled after the first 2 seasons or something like that, right? And
it did, yeah.
And the first 2 seasons,
lack of toy sales.
Oh yeah, the classic.
The classic.
The Young Justice was great, man. It was actually one of my favorite TV shows at the time, and you know,
I really liked it.
It got canceled, and I heard like the newer seasons haven't been able to recapture what the originals did.
I still heard they're really good though.
Okay.
And they have most of the original writers and cast still, so I'm hopeful.
So, and Jim, I will say, if you don't like Brave and the Bold, so here's the thing: is Brave and the Bold eventually becomes a giant love letter to Batman as a series.
Yeah.
As it even becomes a love letter to like the older Batman TV shows as well. which it starts to like delve into like the multiverse of like Justice League and like people who played Batman in the past, and like it's super good. I really loved it. Brave and the Bolts is one of my favorite Batman TV shows. But yeah, I can see how it'd be like divisive if you're used to. It's more like akin to like the Adam West like cheesy Batman stuff.
Yeah, HBO Max axed off a bunch of their cartoons, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched it when it was on Netflix, so which was like forever ago, like 6+ years ago. So,
another banger cartoon,
What's
Thundercats 2011.
I feel like we've talked about that show like
always,
a bunch of times about that show.
I will always shill that cartoon. That cartoon was a phenomenal reimagining of an already good show.
Yeah, man. What's up, Afternoon Tune? Yo, so man, what did you think of She-Hulk episode 1? I gotta ask you.
All right, so
here we go. I'm so curious to hear what you're gonna say.
The CGI has improved since the trailer.
Agreed.
Not a whole lot, of course, because it's still just like a full-length like show, which I understand. It's fine. I hate the main character.
I think I can see why.
She-Hulk because all she does is spew hate. In that first episode, she just talked shit the whole fucking episode. I'm just like, what is this? Why? I don't know. Like also she was just so perfect and didn't have to work for anything. And
okay, so real quick, guys, if you haven't seen She-Hulk, I'm gonna preface this as well. This is gonna contain spoilers. Just to be fair. So.
Oh yeah, and Jim, Thundercats.
I personally really liked the first episode. I thought it was great. Did you see the ending credits of She-Hulk?
Yes.
Okay, so you saw the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was great. I think, look, so your problem with her is that you're not seeing it from her perspective, in my opinion.
Okay.
So from what I know and from what I've heard, is that Bruce Banner has he sort of has two personalities within him, obviously. He has Hulk, and then it's him, right? But the only reason that he developed these multiple personalities is because of him being abused as a child, essentially by his dad. So, She-Hulk, and, supposedly from her point of view as a woman, is able to control being a Hulk a lot easier because she doesn't have that barrier that Bruce had of dealing with his trauma from his past. And so, like, he assumes that she's going to have to do the same thing that he did. But, I think the ultimate message was the human experience is different between every single person. Where,
That's fair.
And she even said, well, as a woman, she has to control her emotions. If she's angry, she's this. If she's sad, she's this. And it makes sense. And I've like dating for a while, talking to other women in my personal experience, I have heard people say the same thing. And so, but what I honestly think that makes this interesting is I think that her sort of saying, well, everything's fine, it could mean two things. One, it is very literal going to be a good time comedy TV show where she ultimately wanted to get straight back to being a lawyer. Could be that. But also, what it could mean is she could be being neglectful of what it means to be a Hulk, and through this first season, she's going to learn, like, oh, maybe Bruce has some points to, like, whatever her struggle is, she's going to figure that out. Like, it's not quite as black and white as she thinks it is, but I can see why, you know, some people are saying, I don't think that there's much of a, like, there's a lot of, like, people hating on the show and coming from, like, a feminist, like, you know, point of view, saying feminism's bad or whatever, but of course that's just always, like, high publicity, like, trying to get attention type shit, which I think, like, that sort of stems from the inability to understand where people are coming from or seeing outside of yourself. Yeah, I think, you know, I think she's going to be a more interesting character. And I personally, I really like her. Yeah, man, I'm excited to see where the show goes. I did think that the CGI was kind of shoddy at first, and, you know, you could very much see them making adjustments to, oh yeah, people were complaining about the CG, and they, you know, they went back and adjusted things. Yeah. You know, they really needed to have this first Origins episode of She-Hulk where, you know, it had to happen. And it was funny because at the beginning of the episode, she very literally says, look, I got to tell you how this goes because we want to have a fun lawyer show.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like the fact that the show is, well, of course, like, she's speaking to the camera, she's breaking the fourth wall like she's supposed to do, right? You know, and, you know, I liked how they didn't do the fourth wall thing too much. They made it very subtle. And I guess, you know, She-Hulk in the comics also breaks the fourth wall quite a few times.
Well, okay, so from a comics side, like, I've read some She-Hulk. She-Hulk is more of, like, a comedy-driven kind of thing, like situational comedy with superheroes. So, I don't know. Like, I think the show, like, overall is fine right now. I just don't like our main character. She's just so bitter. And spiteful and just says the things that she knows will hurt people the most.
See, that's the thing, is, like, those things that you don't like about her make me feel like she's a real person. Where it's like, yeah, this is her cousin, and, you know, ultimately, I know She-Hulk is kind of mean, but you also have to remember that in the comic books, from what I've seen, is that She-Hulk and, you know, Jen, basically, and Bruce are like brother and sister. So they're very close when they were being brought up. So they can talk to each other that way.
Close-ass cousins.
Yeah, they're close-ass cousins. They can talk to each other that way. You know, and so I've accepted that. What I didn't like the blood transfusion thing. Where
that was a meme.
It was literally,
it wasn't even a blood transfusion thing. It was like a drop. Oh no! It's drop.
Yeah.
In the comics, she, like, gets in, like, a serious accident, right? And the only blood, like, transfusion donor available is Bruce.
Yeah.
And so she gets, like, an actual, like, blood transfusion.
Let me tell you how I remember it. And
which made it a little more believable than, oh no, a single drop of blood. Oh, Hulk.
How I remember it is I only remember it from the Hulk TV series, like from the from the animated TV series, where you know, she's like she's on a table and, like, he has to do the blood transfusion, and then, you know, whenever she gets up and she's this attractive woman, which she is.
Yes. Okay.
And I don't know. I personally dig the character. I dig the show. I think so far from the first episode, this is my favorite. Like, it has the momentum to possibly be my favorite Marvel TV show that they made out of all of these so far. Because I think that a lot of the Marvel TV shows sometimes take themselves too seriously. You know, like, you know, Moon Knight and Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
That's about to take it very seriously. What else? WandaVision. I mean, I know it was like
I
kind
never
of.
even watched WandaVision. I just didn't even bother.
You should probably watch it.
I probably should, but
It's so yeah, like I think that this show is going to be a good time. I do understand where people are coming from with the CGI.
She-Hulk in
She
the animated series is eye candy for thirsty guys. Well, I mean, She-Hulk in the current show is eye candy for thirsty guys.
And supposedly in the comics, she has like the highest body count of like a lot of other superheroes. So I mean, they know what they do.
She-Hulk's always been horny design. It happens.
Yeah, right. And I think like, I think that I feel bad saying it, but I think the actual CGI character looks better than her actual actual counterpart. I mean, like,
I think they're both hot. So,
oh yeah, she's cute, but she's a little too skinny for me personally. But again,
fair enough.
Anyway, man, what would you rate this first episode of She-Hulk? Some people said there's a foot fetish in the first episode. Dude, look, first of all, if anything short of that jury introduction of her super, I don't consider it a foot fetish anymore. I'm sorry.
So, personally,
Street Fighter 6.
I'm sitting at like a 6.
Okay.
I think the show has a lot of room to grow, and it could be better, and I'm not opposed to watching more because I would like to see her character improve from my point of view.
Yeah, I think
to kind of see that, oh, I was being a raging bitch here. Oh, right, okay.
Okay. I think honestly, I feel like she's a human person. I feel like she has her own thoughts, and you know, I think I respect her quite a bit. I wasn't bothered by her being angry. You know what sucks here is out of this like 1 out of 10 system, I keep giving everything a fucking 7. But you know what? This is also a 7 for me. It's a 7. It's a 7. And
Seven's forever.
7's forever, dude.
I mean, it's fine as long as it doesn't dip below a 5. Then we have problems, right? Because like our scale's pretty like fair, I guess, more fair than the traditional like 1 to 10 scale. Because some people see like a 7 as this show's fucking garbage, actually.
How do we feel about,
like that kind of stuff?
How do you feel about the other Disney Plus shows? I don't know, man. I don't know what I would rate it because I can't remember all of the Disney Plus shows. Like WandaVision, I don't know. That's like a 4 or 5. I don't really care for it that much.
Damn, and you said I should watch it?
I think you should watch it for lore reasons.
4?
It's important for lore. It's important for lore reasons.
I mean, like, she creates her own little world.
If you watch Multiverse of Madness, you need to watch, I would say watch this first, WandaVision. I don't think it's the best one. I think WandaVision's pretty mid, for me. Let's see, I think Moon Knight comes up second, then Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So far, She-Hulk is number 1, but it's only been 1 episode, so it's not fair for me to compare it.
I mean, Loki's my number 1. So.
Loki is number 2 for me. Loki is fun. Loki is fun. I like Loki because I like the idea of Loki falling in love with himself as being such a narcissist that he's like, yeah,
literally,
I love me a lot, and you know what? The only person I can love is me. I love that idea. I think it's hilarious. How would you rank the shows? Do you have like a? I mean, obviously you can't say WandaVision because you haven't seen it yet.
No, I can't say WandaVision. I guess it would be like Loki.
What's number 2? They're all kind of mid, right?
God, they're all so mid. Loki.
Captain Winter Soldier. Captain Falcon. Chess.
I was considering Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it started weak the middle was good and then ended weak for me.
I don't
that
think
to me makes me move it down.
I mean that I think that takes the third place for me because I'm a huge fan of Captain America. I mean,
there's not a lot of choices here, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do we got? We got freaking Hawkeye.
Oh shit! I forgot about Hawkeye. Fucking, I didn't even rank Hawkeye.
You forgot that even happened.
Yeah. See, I don't like Hawkeye. I don't like Hawkeye because I don't like the Man, I hated Hawkeye. A lot of people liked it. I just don't think it's very good. It ruined the Kingpin for me. I don't like how it's the whole idea, the whole joke is like, well, Hawkeye is like it needs better branding, and then by the end of it, they just find a character to replace him.
I know my ranking. Okay. It's Loki.
Mm-hmm.
The What If anthology.
I actually liked What If. If you count that.
And then probably Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And then I guess She-Hulk could be after that. Followed by
I don't think
Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
So I guess in terms of TV shows, like those have all finished. So I can't really actually count She-Hulk yet because it could end horribly. It could, you know what I mean?
It started, I guess, better than a majority of them. So the whole thing is just kind of
I really enjoyed.
I'm not a super huge fan of the MCU Disney Plus.
I like What If because it actually had the balls to
What If was fun.
Delve into other worlds and be like, yo, what if this happened? And obviously they tested they're like testing the water to see what people like. I don't know. I dug it. And
some of the stories I absolutely hated.
Like what? Which ones did you hate?
Let's get over that. I honestly hated the zombies.
I'm okay with that. I like the ending. I like how ultimately all of What If actually mattered by the end of it. It wasn't just necessarily a telltale story. I like how it's like, oh, well, there's a reason why we're bringing all these characters in it.
Yeah, I didn't care much for Peggy as Captain America. I didn't care much for that.
Look, man, she's for a very specific person.
Oh, okay? I understand this. Yes, a very specific clientele is interested in the Peggy character.
Look, whoa. Okay, I'm not even gonna read that afternoon tune. I'm not even gonna read that, dude. Look, I liked her as a character. I even liked her in Multiverse of Madness. I thought she was cool. And
my dead last is Miss Marvel.
Dude, I even forgot about that. That has to be like in the bottom, like it was just so.
I mean, maybe if I see WandaVision will take that bottom spot. But for now, Miss Marvel has a very firm telekinetic grip on it.
Yeah, it was. Miss Marvel was fun, but very, very much mid. At times she was fun, but I don't know. I don't really care like what actually happens next to the character. But I think the second season will be better, so I have to be kind of fair to it. You know what I mean? I'm excited.
Even putting it on my list feels fair.
I mean, the fact that I forgot about it just has to be in the lower rank.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, did you watch Tekken Bloodlines? Did you see the first episode?
Of course I watched Tekken Bloodlines. First episode.
What did you guys think of Tekken Bloodlines? I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. I actually have seen all of the show. So I sat down and watched it and I binged it in one sitting.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
It's definitely a show. What did you think of it, man? What was your opinions on that?
Okay, so first things first, get it out of the way. Triangle shadow everywhere. Yep. Horrendous.
It's really annoying. Once you notice it, it never goes away.
So outside of that, the animation it ranged from stiff to awkward. Like for example, like June doing like her like cartwheel
Cartwheels.
kicks.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was an animation. That was done. That was made.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. The story, I don't know. There's no story right now, really. It's just like, oh, yeah, Ogre fucked some shit up, and I'm gonna be Ogre. Yeah. Oh, super weird thing. I tried to watch it with the Japanese dub because I was like, well, obviously this is gonna be better. But the lips are synced to the English dub.
Whoa,
meaning,
really?
I think that the English is the main language for Tekken Bloodlines.
Whoa, that's so.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's just like Sandman. I am now judging it as a whole series. I can't judge it as the first episode.
Well, isolate it as a first episode, you fuck.
It's whatever. It's fine.
Oh, and June's just as irrational in the anime as she is in the Tekken stories.
I will say that
Jin, you have to just let them kick the shit out of you. You got to know when to not fight back.
No, that's not what she's saying. She was saying so first of all,
didn't have to hurt them that badly.
She's saying like to defend yourself, but to only use it as like passively. But you don't have to beat the hell out of the kid.
Don't use excessive force.
Yeah, don't use excessive force. I think that the show is. I thought the episode was fine. I think once you get past that, it gets substantially better.
I don't know if I can get past the animation.
It's meant to be binged almost, so you can't really.
Well, it's only 6 episodes, right? So.
Fuck! I really want to talk about the other
Well, that's too bad. This is an episode 1 review.
What you know? What here? Okay, so here's my problem with these reviews that we're having. Okay.
What?
I don't think
August wanted to do episode 1.
I don't think we're ever gonna finish Sandman, like the Sandman review.
Oh,
are we ever gonna go back to that? Like, I
mean, we can go back to it. I just don't remember where I was.
It was the first 3 episodes. That's what we reviewed.
Oh man, it felt so long. All right, yeah, okay.
I would like to finish Sandman. I almost think watching the entire series and then reviewing it is the best way to go about it, instead of like reviewing these single episodes. Unless we're gonna review single episodes every week, that'll be something we could talk about like after the podcast. But it's still a little weird to do it like, and I think maybe with 2 people. You know, it would be more episodes, but with August not here, it's a little different. Yeah, Triangle Shadows, dude. That's really that's my
Triangle Shadows, some jank ass movement animations, some very, I guess, off animations. The cool thing is like watching the moves. And you're like, oh, flash combo. Huh?
Yep, they do. Again, I can't talk about it, but yes.
Yeah, I know.
I will. So, what would you rate this first episode?
I'm probably at a 6 again. Maybe even a 5.5. I wasn't a huge fan of the first episode. It just kind of, it felt like a nothing to me. Maybe I'm being too critical because I love Tekken, but I don't know. It's hard to get past the animation. It's hard to get past the sometimes weird English voice acting. Like,
remember, Anjum, we've only seen the first episode so far. Like, at least Quintessence has, so.
What? Yeah.
Try not to spoil too much of it.
Or any of it, honestly. Because if we're gonna watch it, I'd rather not be spoiled, even if I don't care much for it, you know?
I will say this lore-wise. They did not have the balls to kill Jun the way that they did it in the actual show. The actual game.
I don't remember how she dies in the game.
So she dies by cutting off Jun's head.
Oh, right. Yep. Right.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Tekken Tag, so in Tekken Tag, they like climb up the stairs, and then at the end is Ogre holding someone's head.
Yes. Yes. I remember. Okay.
And I was waiting for that to happen, but you know,
Oh.
obviously, as soon as that happens, your show shifts into like a different rating, you know, and
It
maybe the
does. It
people.
does.
And there are other inconsistencies that happen in this that don't happen in the games that bother me to no end, and it actually like just irks me a little bit. But yeah, man, I will give this show, the first episode, a 5. I'll give it a
Oh
5.
wow, you're lower than me.
I'm gonna give it a 5 because the middle of the road, I will say, like, you can't really judge the show off of this first episode.
Okay.
There's not enough to go on.
Fair enough.
I would say like the thing is She-Hulk has more meat to its bones than the first episode of Tekken.
For sure. Yeah, no, for sure.
Because mind you, we're trying to
actually I think I will adjust my score down to a 5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it's so middle of the road.
It really is. It's like one of the most mid things I've witnessed in a while.
I personally, okay.
And I've seen this style of animation just done better before. Like I watched Kengan Ashura, and it just did this style of animation better. I've watched Baki; it did this style of animation, but better. I don't know.
And this brings up another point, is that I think that this style of animation is so new that unfortunately something like Berserk 2016 was a victim of it. That they didn't quite know what they were doing at the time. That everything.
I think this animation style is a mistake right now.
I think that everything preceding it is sort of taking that and like doing it way better. And
I mean, it wouldn't take much to do better than Berserk. So
it's like so slow paced. And
it's not even the pace, man. It's ooh. It was like they sent the intern to do the CGI.
Yes. Berserk 2016, you know, look, so here's the thing. I want to like Berserk. I really do. I'll tell you what.
I love Berserk.
There are like 3 OVAs that used to be on Netflix. Like 2 or 3 OVAs.
The Golden Egg.
Yeah, not the animated one, not the original one from the 90s, but a newer one.
Yeah.
That explain
the OVAs.
Those are excellent.
Those are good. Yes.
Go watch those. I sat down, watched them all in one Saturday evening. I binged them. I was like, I watched the first one. I was like, oh, I gotta watch the next one. I gotta watch the next one.
What the fuck is Griffith doing?
And then, first of all, look, if anybody ever says Griffith did nothing wrong, just excommunicate that person from your life, and it will.
I will completely meme. I don't think anyone actually believes that, because Griffith does a lot of things wrong.
Look, I'm just saying,
Griffith might do everything wrong.
Damn, dude, I don't know, man. I just think that there some atrocities you just can't overlook. But anyway,
it's true.
You know, I think that this does the 3D animation decently. But yeah, I would give it a 5, man. Check it out though, but like definitely watch the rest of the series. And if you're a Tekken fan, it's obviously gonna scream to you. But I would be shocked if there was a second season. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I don't. Just watching the first episode, I can't really super weigh in. But just off the first episode, I have basically no hopes for this show.
I would be shocked if there's a second. I don't think there's going to be a second season.
It's too mid, and good shows get canceled. So, like, what does a mid show stand? What chance does it stand?
Who knows? You know, it's Netflix. They are like very.
I mean, it's true. They drove Voltron into the fucking dirt. So, like, anything could happen.
Yeah. Yo. Did you wind up seeing that Dragon Ball Super here wound up crushing the box office as like being one of the most like watched animated movies of all time?
Damn, people love to just watch people beat the shit out of each other in anime form with superpowers. Who would have thunk it? I mean that it makes sense to me. Dragon Ball movies tend to do very well if they go to theaters.
I was bummed out because I didn't actually get to see Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Broly in theaters. So
Oh, I did.
Was it fun? That looked like a good time, man.
It was
like
loud. It was very loud. And unfortunately, the CGI looked even worse blown up.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was the thing.
It did really well. I don't. Afternoon Tune,
I imagine Mugen Train still beat Dragon Ball Superhero.
I mean, this was supposed to be like the most watched anime movie in theaters, but I don't know.
Currently,
it's very
or currently. Ever. Okay, yeah.
I think maybe whatever. Ever. I'd have to. The problem is
there's no way it's ever. Spirited Away. That shit's got a lock.
Yeah, but have you ever seen I mean, oh my god, who's the director of Studio Ghibli? Oh my god, what's his name?
Miyazaki?
Miyazaki, yeah. Miyazaki does not like anime, so I don't know, man.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. I also secondhand. I guess Top Gun Maverick beat out Avengers Endgame in box office, which I mean, just like really just side note here, which is kind of shocking. But yeah, man, Dragon Ball Superhero is killing it right now in theaters. So yeah, he shits on. So yeah, and Jim, he shits on a lot of modern anime. I mean, but you can look that up. I don't want to like fully quote on that, but this is just a lot of like things that I've heard and seen. He's a very cynical man. Anywho, let's see. Speaking of Dragon Ball, so I guess Andrew Tate, just really quick here. We're gonna briefly cover this.
Just like a little zoom on this.
So the deep Tate, as I like to call it.
I hate it. Thanks.
The commentate L. He says,
commentate.
if you're over 15 and you like cartoons, you're a loser. Anime, Dragon Ball Z, whatever, no excuses. Plus, any woman loses respect for you. Grow up. So Funimation commented, these hands are E for everyone, and they are. First of all, listen, if you're listening to this guy, like, he has some good points sometimes, but a lot of times, a lot of what he says is just super sexist, and
he's garbage.
He's a garbage human being.
Pure human garbage. He sees people as nothing but tools, when he himself is the biggest tool.
He's essentially just using any sort of publicity that he can get to, blow himself up. Like, of course, like, why would this dude talk about, like, why would he talk about Dragon Ball, right? It's because it's doing well. It's because it's, like, it's trending. He's got to talk about it,
Andrew Tate got banned from social media shortly.
Good. Screw that guy. I mean, he's a piece of shit. And, like, honestly, man, if you like anime and your girl, or a girl doesn't support that or doesn't respect you, then you know what, she wasn't for you in the first place. Let's face it. You gotta move on. And speaking of which, the other day,
moving on,
when I was streaming, there's a little side note here. I was streaming and somebody, I'm not gonna say who, put in their title, "God bless Andrew and Tristan Tate," as their title for their stream. And I don't see this person stream very much, but I just sort of like a weird way of getting like, how much do you want people to come into your stream and argue with you? Do you
very, very badly? Is that what I put in my stream title to get viewers?
I guess
is
so.
that the secret? Is that how I get viewers in stream?
Why would
Hell
you?
yeah.
Why would
Sign
you
me
do
up.
that? Like, if you're playing video games, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stream some Tekken, and you know what? I'm gonna argue.
Talk about Andrew Tate.
Talk about Andrew Tate. I'm gonna argue with some kids. I mean, how bad could it be if you have 2 viewers, and you have to put that inside of your title? You know, I don't know, man. I just think.
I don't know.
I just think,
Wild.
you know, maybe you should, instead of like using shock value, you should, you know, put in some work instead and focus on that. Yo, so Dragon Ball, new DLC for DBZ Kakarot focuses on Bardock. I've just started DBZ Kakarot, but I'm glad to see that they're actually, you know, bringing Bardock into the game, and a lot of people say that this is probably the best Dragon Ball game ever. Which, I mean, I honestly, the bar is not very high, so I mean,
okay, whatever they say on that one. All right.
I mean, look, the thing about the Bardock story is that it's a TV
Bardock story is good.
It is, but the problem is that the manga version of Bardock is different than that TV special. It's supposedly not even canon. The Bardock that everyone loves. You know, there's a different story, and like it involves Gin even, which is Goku's mother. Bardock is also supposedly a scientist, which is a little strange. So is Gin.
You know, saying things. Warrior scientist.
Yeah, warrior scientist. And so there's also like very little inconsistencies like that sort of like bother me. I want to fully understand like what is the actual storyline. Does it matter? I know Super delves into it a little bit into the future, into the manga as well. But Z basically ignores it altogether.
Well, there's also that extra Bardock special / like mini movie where
that's what I'm talking
he goes
about.
back in time.
Oh yes, that one.
Yeah, he goes back in time, and he's actually the legendary.
He's
Super
actually
Saiyan.
legendary Super Saiyan, not Broly, not Goku. Which I love how they just keep moving the goalposts on that. They're like, okay, so Goku's the legendary Super Saiyan. Okay, but Broly,
how can the myth be a
is.
thing? You know? I mean, I think having Bardock like go back in time and be the legendary Super Saiyan is hilarious.
You're trying to tell me that
But it does set the goalpost to actually have, you know, Goku not be the legendary Super Saiyan, because it makes no goddamn sense considering the legendary Super Saiyan was a thing that happened in the past.
Well, it is supposedly like, so there's it's
doesn't
very
make sense for Broly either.
It's very vague. I mean, Broly. Let's face it. Neither of these.
He was
things
a child when
canon.
Goku was a child.
Neither of these things are canon, but still, they're literally saying that Broly is like the truest form of Super Saiyan. That's really what they're saying. It's like,
you're mad. You're really mad.
You're Super Saiyan. No. This is Super Saiyan right here, Broly. But yeah, man, that secondary movie where it's like, oh yeah, Frieza's blast, actually sent him back in time. Which makes no fucking sense to any of the story whatsoever. I mean,
and he fights like Frieza's ancestor or some shit. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, it was like Frost or something. No, wait, that's not Frost.
No, it wasn't Frost.
But yeah,
I don't remember their name.
I like them exploring the past a little bit, and I don't know. I just don't like. I want a definitive. I want a definitive story between that. Like, what happened in the past? What happened here? Whatever. Please world build, and instead, like what Tori.
I want like Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Ball Z. I want to know everything. Literally everything.
Is that how Kingdom Hearts works? Is that how
Kingdom Hearts? You learn everything.
Everything
in the most convoluted way possible.
And somehow I think, even though Dragon Ball could be convoluted, I think I would understand it better at the end of the day than Kingdom Hearts. So
Probably.
Common L Kingdom
Most people.
Hearts. Yo, did anybody happen to see this post here? And I know you didn't get a chance to, Quintessence, but Anakin had a Jack 7 bodyguard follow him around at Summer Jam 2022. And like this dude was a great, like this cosplay was really good. And this dude was like mimicking him and standing on stage while he was playing. Let's see if I can pull up some footage here. But
I don't know. It's fantastic. I don't know how I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, I think it was fairly recently. But this dude,
yeah, it was Summer Jam 2022.
Well, what I'm saying is like the footage that I've seen is like on Twitter.
Like Summer Jam just happened.
Yeah. Like, look, he's just like watching the game and then mimicking the punches and kicks and stuff. And yeah, I just thought it was like really funny and sort of very much, you know,
Pretty
like
fantastic.
Weird FGC like ideas. And like I would imagine that's like a little annoying to watch when you're trying to watch a fighting game. You know, someone's just standing in front of the screen projector. Whoa! It's too loud here. But yeah, like let's see, this is like some better footage of what's going on.
Imagine being his opponent. You're on the other side, and you're like trying to play, and you're like keep like looking over at him doing all that weird shit. You're like, wait, what? What the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, right. Like he's like, when he's getting comboed, he's just standing there, and then once he starts fighting, he's like, oh, look, he's just still standing there. Like, dude, I would kind of be annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. This whole footage is just this man standing in one place. Is he gonna move? Well, let's see. No, the answer is no.
Wow, what great footage. Anyways, it's a cool cosplay. It was fun, I guess, to see.
Right. It was kind of an interesting idea, but I thought it was pretty funny at the time. So I thought I'd throw that in there. It's just some charm to the game.
It's charming.
Yeah. Yo, so speaking of charming.
Oh yeah, here we go.
SEGA is to produce a Space Channel 5 and Comix Zone film adaptation. So clearly, the Sonic movies have sort of been paving the way for a lot of other SEGA movies to come through. Of course, I don't know why you would pick these two to sort of be in like as the apex of that.
It's confusing to say the least. Like, I love Comix Zone, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, man, Comix Zone was such a mega hit. Everyone knows Comix Zone and loves it.
Right. Like, I guess my question is, why would you pour this amount of money into making a movie when you could just make another game?
Well, you see,
when people just like to see that,
that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Listening.
It would make sense. That's why they're not doing it.
Got you. So what you're saying is
game companies never make sense.
The logic ends here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, obviously, with the Sonic thing, they're like, "Yo, start busting out some movies. We gotta get Comix Zone on there. We gotta get
Comix Zone.
Crazy Taxi. We're gonna make Crazy Taxi. We're gonna make that the next Fast and Furious series.
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage. Just get some dudes, have them punch.
Streets of Rage is gonna be the next Street Fighter movie. Mark my words, man. It's gonna be huge.
I can't wait. I hope it's just as cheesy too.
Excellent.
Is it strange that I love that movie? Like, to
no,
my core.
It's charming.
I also like, man, it's very good. It's like everything about it is like so like it knows it's bad that it begs you to enjoy it. And then Raul Julia, I think, is probably the best part of it because he gave
800% in that movie.
Exactly. There are very
because his kid was like, I love this shit. Please, Dad, please.
Exactly. And I think that this was his last movie before he passed away. unfortunately.
I think it was.
Yeah. And yeah, he definitely was like, yo, this is a shit script. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and flip this all on its head. I'm gonna make
My
this
kid
some
wants
magic.
this. My kid wants this shit to work. I'm gonna make this shit work.
and so much so that so I think we dropped some frames here. So much so that
Oh no.
Capcom even acknowledges it as a part of its history, and you know,
that's awesome. I didn't
using
know that.
like, you know, what is it, like bison dollars? Like that's like a frequent, like that's a thing that was invented by the movie that Capcom even uses in Street Fighter. So you know, it acknowledges the corniness of it, and you know, as Capcom does, it's always like, yo, all of this stuff you love about Capcom, this whole world is, you know, sort of compact into one thing, like
one small universe.
Exactly.
It's big.
The Capcom verse. It's not a multiverse. It's just one giant story forever to be continued.
I'm probably gonna watch the crap out of the Comix Zone movie. Why not? Fuck it. It'll probably be awful.
But what if they? So here's the thing. What if they pull it off though?
Well, I mean, what if they do pull it off? I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. Just thinking about like how ridiculous the main character is in Comix Zone. I don't know how it could work as a movie.
I think it could be interesting. I think it's like a good base Paulo idea that you could take in a bunch of different directions. Who do you think would be a great actor to play the main character of? What is the main character's name from Comix Zone?
I don't remember his name actually.
Let me see. Comic.
It's been a while.
Let's see. Sketch Turner
is the character's name. Sketch Turner.
Yeah, like who do you think would be a great Sketch Turner? Out of curiosity, like it. What if this is a 3D movie too? Like, wouldn't that be interesting? Like, that could work. You know,
I mean, I think it would work better, especially considering like the artist constantly like intervenes in Comix Zone, right?
So most definitely.
I feel like it would lend itself more to being like a animated feature than live action.
Yeah. What if, you know, okay, so first of all, if Comix Zone uses the fish out of water story, where it's like, yo, Comix Zone comes to our world, like, oh man, I'm gonna be so. It's like,
oh god, that's gonna be the biggest disappointment.
But like, let's look at it like a Wreck-It Ralph type situation, where it's like sort of like you have all of these ideas and like stories kind of convening, and like maybe he goes through different comics or whatever it is, you know, multiple references, you know, who knows like what they could get into.
That's fair, but then you saw how Wreck-It Ralph 2 went.
There's a Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Exactly.
I'm not even kidding. I'm completely serious. There's a Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Oh, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Does that movie suck?
It's a movie.
Okay. All right. I've never seen it. I just watched the
first one. I'd recommend you watch it.
Maybe we could do that for a review in the future. Wreck-It Ralph.
A spicy one.
Oh boy. Yo, but so I don't know. Let me just throw out my hat in the ring here. Maybe like let's have what is it? Nicolas Cage. We'll get him in shape, and we'll have him be Sketch Turner. I think.
Oh my god!
I think as soon as you put Nicolas Cage as like a crazy ass character, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's have him just overact his ass off. Are you down?
Fair.
Like let's
why not?
Let's say it's a Saturday night. We both have the day off.
You do know, though, that it'll probably just end up being like Chris Hemsworth or something, right?
It's a me, Mario.
Chris Pratt?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Chris Hemsworth.
Wrong Chris.
It's fine. Who doesn't Chris Hemsworth voice? Literally just one giant meme of a voice actor, right? Did you hear that he's supposedly going to voice Pac-Man?
Is he?
I don't know if that's a joke or not, but I'm pretty sure that I had heard that.
I don't even know why we need a Pac-Man movie, but it's fine. Whatever.
We need one because Sonic did well.
We already had one. It was called Pixels.
Nobody watched that. Nobody watched that. Just as like I won't believe that anyone watched Jack and Jill. And if you like that movie, I don't believe you. And also
more power to you, I guess. But you should probably see a doctor.
Probably see a doctor because your eyesight's probably
your funny bone's broken and your eyesight's going.
You probably forgot your glasses at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you see that One Punch Man is getting a 3rd season here?
1 second here, real quick.
Oh, no. Okay, damn it. Why am I being thrown in? You know, I swear to God, every time he does this, I think he does it on purpose, where he is, you know, like he leaves, you know, something comes up, and he's like, yo, I'm going to leave Matt alone here, so he has to cover some time. Because if he doesn't, there's going to be some dead air.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Sick, man. So, speaking of dead air, there's no transition.
No transition.
Production of
we are not SEGA.
Production of the 3rd season of One Punch Man has started.
Yup, that is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's definitely a thing.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on One Punch Man as a series?
Okay, so One Punch Man, I think it's a fun series overall. It's just like a huge parody on overpowered characters, and that's great. The characterization's good, but like if you don't like, okay, so like the story isn't really about like Saitama, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more about the people around him. And that's why I think the story actually works, because you have Saitama, who's just this incredibly broken, overpowered character that's a parody of all other characters that are broken, overpowered.
Right.
But the other characters around him have like flaws and like character development and all this other stuff going on.
Yeah, so Saitama has none of that.
Things actually work. Yes. No, Saitama's at the end, basically, of end of the line.
He's literally MacGuffin the character.
Yeah, I'm just like the strongest, but he's still considered like a C-tier hero because
it's a joke.
You know, it's a joke. Yeah, because nobody ever actually sees him like beat the enemy, right? So he never gets credit for the wins until like much later. So like I don't know. But season 1 was really good. The animation was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then season 2, the animation took a goddamn nosedive. And the overall quality of it took an all fucking nosedive. So I'm hoping in season 3, they get to bring the animation quality back up. And the rest of the show just kind of flows. So I know the manga's still doing well. So it just makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, isn't like in the show, like, or in the manga, like Saitama's like friends with the head of the like the superhero community or whatever? Because look, it's been a minute. No, he's not. Like I thought he had like a friend that was like a higher up.
No, he has like a lackey, basically.
You're talking about the robot guy?
Yeah.
Who's like his trainee. Or was his trainee?
He's like, please teach me, master, after he like saves his butt. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And he's one of the more grounded characters. Like you get to see that character grow. You get to see that character improve.
Oh, okay. So he's like an actual like shonen character.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what might happen. I just
Yeah.
remember in the first episode, and I guess it's in the manga too, like the creator intentionally drew Piccolo, like a character that's like Piccolo. You know, like a Dragon Ball character. You know, like the character that in the first episode crashes into his apartment.
Yeah, okay.
So he was intentionally made to be Piccolo, essentially. And then
Makes sense.
in the actual anime, what they did was they brought in the English voice actor for Piccolo to play this character.
I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
so
funny,
so they brought it. So I like how they kind of meta that sort of, you know, that angle of dragging Dragon Ball characters into it. Hello. Yeah. But yeah, man, I you know what? I need to start One Punch Man. Again.
It's a good little show.
I haven't seen it since the first. I think I started watching the second season. I remember Moomin Rider. I think he's like my favorite character because he's just so kind of pathetic.
He's like a bootleg Kamen Rider. He even has like a rider kick.
Yeah, and he just like he gets his ass kicked, but he keeps pushing. And like I don't even think like anybody still respects him after he get his ass beat too. But yeah, man, Moomin Rider is my guy. I will forever stand Moomin Rider.
Your dude.
Exactly. So there was a new trailer for the Pokemon's. Let's see. So apparently there's like a competitive trailer here, which I think is interesting.
Yes. It's showing a bunch of changes that benefits the competitive side. In their eyes, benefits the competitive side.
Right. So do you have I mean, is there any specific, like, what do you mean? Like, it looks like they really want to do like a Pokemon Stadium type deal.
Well, it's more showing off things, like the Terrastalize and the new move Shed Tail.
Is that like the Mega Evolution type?
Kind of. It makes them like, you know, like crystalline, and then they gain different properties. Like, it's apparently going to actually literally like change their typing. So like you can throw in something with like a disadvantage and still function, or you can like get some head games going with your opponent. Like, you know, you send in something that's weak to water, right? And they, of course, you know, send in a water Pokemon. Then you're like, haha, Terrastalize, and then you just nuke it from orbit.
Whatever happened with the? I don't know if you ever paid attention to the other games before this one on the Switch. It seems like they come out with a Pokemon game every 1 to 2 years at this point.
Boy, do they!
And you know, I honestly I don't pay attention to Pokemon anymore. I am Pokemoned out for one lifetime.
I still like Pokemon. I used to play a bunch of competitive Pokemon, so
like matches.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not just switching characters out every 2 seconds.
Correct. It's not. There's a lot of mind games and like psychological things going on with competitive Pokemon.
Right.
You have to like make strategies and like have answers to things that like common like meta problems. So you'll have like an answer to that, and then you have to make sure that you don't like let your opponent like set up strong sweeping Pokemon. It's a whole ass thing. It's very in depth. Some people come up with like the most creative ass shit to like win big tournaments, and I just don't have the creativity for that.
Like, isn't it typically like now Pokemon have moves that are like outside their typing to cover other like type?
Yeah, they have for a long time. Yeah, like some Pokemon have like huge coverage. Like you'll have like a water Pokemon, but they'll also have, you know, psychic, some fire, electricity, maybe even a grass move just kicking around. It's like, okay, cool.
Might as well not be a what was it? You said a water Pokemon. Might as well not be a water Pokemon anymore.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could always do it because of certain abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like hidden power. Hidden power, it could give you an element move of any type if you had the correct stats for it.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I've sort of been out of playing competitive Pokemon or I never play competitive. I just played against friends. But
That's fair.
I've sort of been Pokemoned out since X and Y, and I haven't wanted to play again. Um, it's a hell of a time sink. So
yeah, I stopped competitive after Sun and Moon, so I haven't played for a while.
Right. Let's see. So I guess we can move on to the W.
Oh, the new move's broken, by the way.
The new move? What new move?
New move, Shed Tail.
Oh, okay.
It's a substitute and a Pokemon switch in one move. It's absolutely insane.
So last week we had a Owl of the Week, which was rainwater. Now scientists find a simple, safe method to destroy forever chemicals.
Yeah, it's a W for nature. And us, since we won't, die from unsafe rainwater.
That's true. Which is said, like last week, if you guys didn't know, rainwater is essentially undrinkable now. Is what it was, right?
Well, it's not. It's not. It's strongly discouraged to drink it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't drink rainwater, kids. It's bad for your health.
Yeah, basically a lot of the daily stuff we've been using has just been fucking up the water, and we haven't really had a way to just kind of strain it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that push has come to shove, and like, oh hey, this is actually super dangerous. Now we're actually, of course, doing something.
Yeah, it's not until tradition. Yeah, it's not until it's actually a problem that we
right, always right at that breaking point.
Yeah.
Ozone's fine. Oh shit, the ozone's fucked. All right, I guess we need to start trying to figure out what to do to fix the ozone.
It's true. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm glad it's at least fixed, and that who knows.
It's a possibility of a fix. We still have to
Let me read this a little bit.
Still have to do some more into it, but it's looking good.
So if you guys didn't know, August was supposed to be on this episode, and I believe, was he the one who picked this article? Or did you pick this article?
I think he picked it. I didn't see this one until a little bit later.
So I basically didn't get to read any of the articles until like a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes before the actual podcast, which is why we started late today.
Had to do a little homework before the game.
Yeah. So let's see. How is it? So I'm curious to see how they are going to fix it. Yeah, news, please. But yeah. I
don't think the article listed how they're actually fixing it.
Oh, okay. Well, goddamn. Well, either way,
I'm sure there's another article that does, but we're just poorly informed. What can I say?
We're poorly informed, and we're scrambling for information today. It's a little bit of a messy.
I mean, some people are scrambling.
Well, I mean, what? Are you throwing shade at me, my guy? Because if you're throwing shade, like, why? Oh shit! Why are you taking the helm on this one?
I don't know. Felt like it.
You didn't feel like it, you mean?
No, I felt like it. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like talking about this. You're saying?
Oh, this thing. I mean, there's not too terribly much to talk about. I just read that one article and it didn't really have much information at all. It was like, oh hey, yeah, we can fix this.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, man.
Cool.
Well, maybe
we
next
take
week,
those dubs though, you know.
We'll definitely have some more information for you guys for however the rainwater is going to be drinkable here. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Yo, Quintessence, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me streaming over at twitch.tv/QuintessenceHD. And of course, you can find me on the podcast because it's my forever home, apparently.
Yes, indeedy, feed the needy. You can find the backlog. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch. You can find the Backlog podcast anywhere that you can find podcasts. I think we're also on YouTube. That's right. Just go ahead and Google Backlog, TH3BACKLOG. You should be able to find us, guys. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good night. This has been the Backlog podcast number 29. Wow, it's going to be 30
time
next
flies,
week.
Man.
Yeah, time definitely flies. It feels like, it was like episode, I want to say 7 that we're like, yo, we should do this more often. And then now we're on episode.
We should have an actual podcast.
We should actually do that. And now we're almost on episode 30, which is kind of crazy.
It really is.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna start the ending timer here, and we're gonna try to raid somebody. But I hope you have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all.
Take care, my dudes. Later.
Bye-bye.